is the kind of transfer program. All the first can come to Taiwan and have an experience in Taiwan. So Chloe, Vicky, and the two more students go Virginia and Lingo. They are my first generation students. So after she finished her internship, she pursued a master here. Unfortunately, she didn't finish it because she got more better chance to pursue PhD directly in America. So that's why I asked Chloe to see whether it's possible for her to give a talk to everyone. Especially, I know some of you want to apply a PhD now whether in Taiwan or in America. So I do believe today Chloe is going to share her experience to help everyone to know how can you get a ticket and also for the scholarship. Okay? I think that scholarship to study abroad is pretty important. So probably Chloe can tell you what's the ticket to get a scholarship. So let's welcome Chloe.
Should I wait for
So feel free, okay? If you have any questions, just ask Chloe.
Hi, my beloved professor and beloved lab-mates friends. It is so unreal to be here. And tonight, I'm very tired. Not because I can laugh, but because I'm so happy. It's because I think once I come to one country, like Hungary before, Taiwan, from other country to do internship. Once I leave, I don't think like financially I have ability to go back to that country and see those people again. And particularly like when I study there, people also come from other country and come at that time. And once I come back, they leave already. But this is my pleasure. Something I don't know. I'm just so happy to able to see all of the people that I met there at that time again here. And also thank Dr. Iguchi decided to change his flight ticket to let me able to see him again. Because he's my boss, my Japanese boss, when I internship for the METI Japanese METI internship. I'm sorry, what is it called? Related to bacteria and internship in Taiwan and 3-month master with Turkey with about microbiology as well. So I got a chance to go to the US and pursue a PhD. I'm now second year PhD student, and my project is more about molecular biology. So So with this background is the reason why I'm here today to share my experience with all of that. How did I get that? But before we dive into how to get the PhD, I want to bring a very important message. Grad school not for everyone. I'm not here to encourage everyone in this room to go to pursue grad school because it's a tough decision, because your life is not going to be easy. And without a good reason, a good motivation, it's gonna be hell. And later you will know why motivation is really important for doing PhD. But when you decided to pursue a PhD or a master in health, make sure that you have a good decision. For me, I love science. I want to engage with science for my whole life. So that's why I pursue PhD. But sit down and think about that carefully. Because you're not gonna know what's gonna happen during that period. But once you decided, you determined that you want that degree, you want that study period, and it brings a meaning for your life, for your career, you really determine that dream big means dream to obtain the highest education level, education condition. I dream to go to the US where I can meet like top professor in the major, or I can have a chance to work to use like cutting edge equipment in the world for my research. So dream big is that, and my big dream is the US, and I got that, and that's how I'm here to talk to you. How do you get that? So now, how to apply if you really want it? For me, this is because it's very general application information. There's a lot of information that you need to obtain to find your program. So I give you a general idea. How did I find that? There are several ways to find your PhD program. I first search on the top university that relates to that major. For example, at that time I searched for top university in the US with microbiology major. So they have a list. So I make that list into Excel file, and for each university I go into that college, for example, agriculture college usually, or food science college, and then I read every professor background information and the publication to see whether their research is related to mine. So I make a list of that. Then I also read the university. If I find some professor in that university that related to my major, then I will check the university requirement to see if I lack of something, if I need to take more course or write some more letter or assignment to meet all of the requirements. So that's how I find those information. Besides that, you can find your potential professor by reading paper that in your major. For example, if I work with sourdough, I read a lot of paper related to sourdough, and I find that one professor that's very famous and have the name in most of the paper, I may find his name belong to that university, and then see whether he's looking for student or not. Usually, big professors they have a website, they post information that if they are a research group looking for some PhD student, then you may find information there. Besides that, there are also PhD job linking, but usually this is more common for PhD in Europe, because in Europe they consider PhD like a job, but in US this type we barely can find this. Besides that, you also can find on the two websites. One is find a master and another is find a PhD. So if the professor that they have funding for some, they have funding and what they want to recruit people to work on that project, they will post on this website. I found one professor and I emailed him, but I never got anything back. So that is the only experience. But doesn't mean it not work for everybody. I tracked the email. I saw he opened my email like 14 times or something, but maybe he got another better candidate or more suitable candidate. But just try out.
So these two websites is for information around the world,
Yeah.
or only from USA?
Around the world. Yeah.
So can we have a website like file, hostile internship. I mean, I'm just curious. Can I post any information for intern? As you know, do you have any website?
Yeah.
Like, I want to find an intern.
Yeah, they have a lot. Yeah. Also, so I have a blog, and I have a blog writing about how to apply internship around the world, and I have a lot of links to those websites also. Yeah. Next, so this is a general application document that you need to keep in mind when you prepare for PhD application. You need a CV with these general information. First is good GPA. You expect to have like GPA higher than 8. But if your university really strictly that they don't get a lot of a high score, then you need to prove that you are top 2, top 10, top 5 of the whole batch, to show that you are very good in academia. And then for extracurricular activity that related to your major, that may highlight your leadership ability, because being a PhD student, you need to yourself also with some people in your research group. So I think leadership is one of important factor in your application as well. But it's not really necessary to have, right? Just like a bullet point.
Sorry to interrupt you. Could you give us an example in your case, what kind of extracurricular activity you ever participate and why this activity helped you got the permission?
Thank you. That's a very good question. So for me, I like to join a lot of extracurricular activity, but not every extracurricular activity that you need to join. You only want and need to join the one that related to your major, related to your future goal. For example, you try to charity or volunteer, and that can help you when you write the essay, say that, oh, I do this and it helped me to achieve my future goal. You need to join something that is related to that. So, for example, I was president of the English club for 2 years, so that helped me to enhance my English skill, but it also helped me to build up my leadership, to make decisions, to work with people, because when you do PhD, you don't work on your own, you work with a lot of people. You deal with a lot of people. And being a leader teach you how to deal with different type of people and make the whole project go smooth. And also lead yourself, time management, people management, all of that type. Besides that, I'm also a member of a science organization called Science for the Future Fair, where I encourage all of the high school students or first year undergrad students to do science. So besides having a lot of soft skills for your PhD, when you join the extracurricular activity that related to your major, you will meet people that have the same pathway with you. And those people will, in the future, when you apply, will help you a lot when you apply. For example, in my case, a lot of my friends in that science group, they study in the US. So they help me to do the mock interview, check my profile, check my CV. The relationship, the network that you build during that activity also help you a lot. Yeah. So that is one benefit for extracurricular activity. So people always ask me that, do they need to do that? I said, it's not like mandatory to do, but it's gonna be a benefit if you choose the right one to join. Then research paper. So it also not a mandatory one, but it is a very good point for you to have a research paper or a research project in your profile to compete with other people. Because for me, I applied PhD from bachelor, and I need to compete with people that have master already. Some people even spend 2 or 3 years for their master, they complete a lot of paper. How do I compete with them? So by my internship program with Jackie, I have 3 projects. During my undergrad, I have 2 projects. One is third year project and one is my thesis. So when I apply, I have 5 projects in my profile. I have 1 paper, and I try to attend my national conference, and I have 3 conferences in my profile. So that helped me to compete a lot of master students. And my professor in the US who picked me said that my profile is top one in any profile that applied for. Yeah, that's how it's helped me a lot to compete. Statement of purpose. Theory, this one, a lot of universities, they wait for the theory already. So when I applied for my PhD program, I didn't have theory because I don't have enough time to do that test. It takes a lot of time and effort. But you also can apply for a university that don't ask for that. For example, Penn State University or Cornell University, they also don't ask for a theory. But if you have, it's a good point because also a lot of universities want that. So it gives you more option.
So sorry to interrupt you. I guess most of you want GRE or IELTS or TOEFL, but I'm not sure everyone here knows what is SOP. Do you guys know what's SOP?
Straight records?
Yeah, what's that? What kind of company you have to write for SOP? For me, SOP is more important than GRE. You know,
Yeah.
what kind of company you have to write an SOP? How can you tell a story for the committee member?
Yeah.
And for me, your SOP really made me feel impressive. You start your SOP from a story in your hometown. So could you try to spend some time to explain what's SOP and also using your SOP as an example? So everyone what's SOP?
Sure. I'm sorry I didn't explain it a lot because I think I don't have a lot of time, but by the way, Jackie asked, so I will explain my SOP for you all. I think writing an SOP also help you to
Sell yourself.
to look back at yourself to see whether you really want it or not. You really want to pursue a PhD or not. Because a lot of people, after they write SOP, they realize they don't really have that passion. Yeah, because you need to write a very convincing story from yourself to convince the committee. But if you, after doing everything through your life, and then you read it off, you don't really want it anymore. It's happened to people. I think it's a very lovely and worth it journey that to sit down and write the SOP, to show yourself, to show your passion. So for my SOP is my title. Usually you don't need to write to have a title, but I do have one. My title is Why Do I Learn? Because I didn't know why I learned, why I have to study. Because I was born and raised in the environment that my adult people or my family forced me to learn. And I have no choice. I'm a kid, I have no other choice. They raised me, they paid for that. I need to do that. That is my responsibility for 23 years. For 23 years. I have no answer for that. Why do I need to study? And also because I started to join to talent competition since I was kindergarten, and my parents started to compare me with other kids. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, compare me to other kids. Why don't you as good as that kids? Make me not able to become friends with better people than me. Make me become jealous. Make me feel bad about myself. And meanwhile, I still join those competitions. And when I don't get a good result, I will receive very harsh words on myself. Make me feel bad. Make me feel I'm not worth it. Make me feel I'm not good enough. But I, as a kid, I don't plan to have those achievements for whatever. That is just adults' expectation on me. That always make me raise the question, why do I learn? Why do I study? Why do I need to do all of this and receive all of that? Until I turned 23 years old, I chose the major also because my uncle and my father suggested me to pursue that because they believe that that is a hot major. That is the major that I will get a good job with good salary in the future. In fact, now all of my friends who in my major barely able to get a job with the right major and also very low salary. But at that time, they used to think that. And I just go with the flow whatever they suggest me because I have no idea what I want. because when I approached to sign my first science project, and I have a lot of problem with that, but I realized when I got the answer for my project, I think, wow, this is so cool. I'm a curious person, but whenever I ask anybody a question, they said, why do you need to know that? Why that chair is blue? Why this is like white? Why different color? I just have random curious, and people usually laugh at my face like, why do you need to ask those silly questions? It's just how my brain works. And when I come to science, I have my first scientific question, and I have the answer that against my hypothesis. But the way science answer me is really fulfilling. I realize I feel satisfied with the answer the science gave me, even it's not the answer that I wanted. But it's really convincible, and it makes me feel happy. It makes me feel belong to science. And I found my passion in science. And then the more I work, the more I join different projects, I really find my calling to science. That is the whole story that I tell the committee in my statement of purpose. Yeah, and everybody has different story of why they want to do that. When we write SOP, usually we have the problem that there are two types of big problems that people do. First, they read too many SOP sample that they think that, okay, if I copy this, then I may get the same result, I may succeed like them. But you know what, the committee member, they read thousands of applications every year. The first one they read, they already know that this is copy or not, it is you or not. They're really sensitive with that. So if it's not your own story, that is like 90% that you read them. 10% left, maybe they didn't read that. Yeah. The second biggest problem when you write SOP is that you make it like a second CV. Like in the CV you say, oh, I achieved A, I achieved B, I got first place for this. In SOP you say the same thing. SOP is where you show your personality as a scientist, show your motivation as a scientist, as the one who really want something, want that position, want that scholarship. So, for example, in the CV you won't say that, oh, I failed this, but in the SOP you may mention that. For example, I applied for this project or competition. But I worked my ass off, but then I failed. But even I failed, I learned something from that. Or I try once again, and I make more effort. And finally, the second time I applied for that, I got that. So SOP is where you show how your brain works, how your passion have toward that goal. So, for example, in my project, in my CV essay, I have one project that extracts the enzyme from bacteria to degrade the feather, and I publish that on a journal. In my SOP, I say where that question comes from. So that question, research question comes from my family. I saw my family member need to take the feather out of the bird nest. And this damages the eyes, the health, and I question whether my knowledge can help me to solve that problem for my family. So that first is I have ability to observe and pose the scientific question. Next, I told them many challenges that I met during my project. For example, the very first step that to prepare the media is to make the feather become powder. I couldn't make it. I used scissor, I used liquid nitrogen, I used blender, I used all of the time. I used everything that I tried, but it didn't work. And finally, I used some other method that it made it become powder. And I successfully make the medium for my isolation. That showed my passion, that showed my determination to work on that project, so my ability to solve the problem. It showed a lot during the whole journey. Yeah, it showed my critical thinking, also when I spent 4 months work on that project, and I realized that actually my hypothesis is not work, it's not gonna help my family. I feel so sad. But I not give up on that, on what I thought. I found an enzyme, but it is not work for that, but I can apply that enzyme for another problem. And then I start another project using that enzyme with another problem, and I successfully defend my thesis with 10 out of 10. That whole story tells a lot about you, and you need to tell them. So there is a formula for that. The formula is you tell your challenge, the problem, how you solve it, and then what you learn from that, or what you achieve from that. So that formula can help you a lot to tell every story and show yourself to the community member. Yeah. So that also made you avoid the point that you don't make your SOP in the second CV. Yeah. So that, I think a lot of things to talk about SOP, and even you learn everything I told, but when you write, you also need to modify a lot, how to make the whole experience link together and make it become a convincing story. You need to ask people to help you modify that a lot, but that is a general idea about SOP. Yeah, for IELTS, as I read a lot of universities, they require about 6.5 or above. But usually, general overall score is 6.5. For me, I got 7. But I struggled with my first semester. But that's another story, okay? 6.5 is the one that at least you need to get to apply for PhD in the US, not 6. And some universities can also require some specific skill, for example, writing or speaking skill needs to be like above 6.5 or 748 or some other requirement in that program. So you need to check on that as well. And other essay. So, knowing all of these documents, now there are 2 factors that make your PhD experiment become heaven or hell. The first factor is professor. The second factor is labmate. I went to US, I have heard thousands of stories about this, and you want to avoid this because at least 70% of the US university lab is falling into this situation. I have heard from someone that if you found a good professor, then you have finished half of your program already. That is the reason why, actually when I got into Jackie level master program, and then I applied 2 programs at the same time. I got to Jackie and also got for PhD. I really want to stay with Jackie for master program, but because I don't want to go through that hell progress to apply for everything again. So I switched PhD in the US, but for the future I will be back with Jackie for postdoc. Yeah. Why is that so important? What happened to this? So usually when you search for a professor, you only read their publication and see like, oh, this professor has thousands of publications. When I joined his lab, I may also got that amount of publications like him. Or his research topic is so cool, and also it's what I'm interested in, so I want to join that. But the problem is, you are a student. You come there for study, to be trained to be a real scientist. You're not an expert already that come there to work. You need a good mentor. And a lot of great scientists cannot do that job. They got that job because they have a lot of publication, but it's not mean that they are good at mentoring, and a lot of students suffer in their lab. I told you this is crazy. I should know about that last week. When I looking for a professor to apply for PhD, I found one professor very interesting in Cornell University. His name is Martin Wegner. And I really want to apply for his lab also. But somehow I don't remember for some reason or requirement that I didn't meet. I didn't apply for that. I only applied for Penn State University. And last week I had a chance him in person today. I applied for him before, but I didn't apply, but I wanted to apply. And then she told me that her friend is his the ex-student. Her friend is his ex-student. Ex-student is because her friend quit his lab because all the students in his lab, every time they come meet him, they walk out of the office, they crying. He's so high demanding, so strictly. And working, your PhD is top challenge and difficult, stressful already. And you have that kind of professor, it was just like hell. Because they will just keep pushing, they don't understand what like mental health, physically you experience. They don't care. They need you to work your ass off. They don't care what happened to you. And that, yeah, you couldn't imagine. So when you consider to choose a professor, don't only look at their research topic or their paper. Look at their mentoring ability, mentoring style. So different professors have different style to mentor. My professor, I have two professors. One is so chill, one is high demand. But I mean, they're neutral, and I don't have a lot of problem with them. But at the first, I work with the one professor of the two. I kind of have a problem because she wants me to be there 9 to 5 every day. Even I don't have experiment, even I don't have anything in the lab, I still need to be there 9 to 5. I feel that sucks.
9 to 5?
Yeah, literally. Because I'm so used to
I mean, no one in my lab. 9 to 5.
Yeah, I am used to it for schedule. So I want to work whenever I have mood or like I feel my physically, mentally the best that I work, but she wanted usually the 9 to 5. Really okay with that.
So does your university requires daily
No,
attendance?
my only lab.
No. Does your university requires daily attendance of the scholars?
Huh?
Does your university requires daily attendance of your scholars?
No? Yeah. That is my only lab that need that. The whole department, nobody care. Only my lab. She also really strict on how many days that I take for holiday. For a year, I only have 14 days, 2 weeks for holiday, and also including exclude the winter break. So winter break, I only have 7 days. So in total, I only have 3 weeks. Out lab, they don't care. You can take 1-2 months, they don't care. So also consider about this, and many professors, they micromanaging you. I have friends who work in France, and Europe, they well known for like chill, right? They don't really strict, they don't really force you. But that one French professor, they want my friends who are PhD students write everything that you think that you want to do every day and give it to her, and let you see that if it's logical or not, or it's enough work that you do or not. Why this 15 minutes? Why don't we do anything in that 15 minutes between that two experiments? That is micromanagement. And like, if you, so for example, he want you to be there 9 to 5. If you like 15 minutes, they will text you, where are you now? Why don't I see you in the office? So that will bring you to hell. That is very a bit warming professor. And so how do we check that? There are many ways, but can I guarantee you, because that one friend in France, she actually also checked it out. The alumni people also checked with her professor. They said this professor really nice and teach council. But it better that you check. So how do you check that? Some professors that really have another desk invisible.
So actually, I want to ask, according to the story you ever hear, how these students deal with this issue? Because you cannot check online. Once you met them, once you become their members, and you will realize, okay, this is not my choice. How I'm going to do.
according to the software, which is quick
Yeah.
or
They
really
can,
just quick.
yeah.
Either computer quick.
So different options, like when there's no common formula, they may choose to keep suffering and finish their PhD. They may choose to quit and reapply to other university. They may choose to talk to the grad school operator
So
to take the lab.
So in your department, is it impossible to change your advisor?
It is possible.
Is it possible?
Yeah.
Why they don't choose to do it?
Oh, they choose.
Oh, they just change it to online.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have, and not, so actually usually maybe 80% of Asian professors exclude you. But 80% of Asian professors in the US super toxic. They know, they are well known for that. And around 30% of American or European Western professors also toxic. Don't think that American professors are cheap. There's disadvantages.
Toxic.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the term you use. Toxic.
Yeah. Like, I have a friend working in nutrition department, and her professor is American one. Yeah. She treats her people like robot. She don't care anything. What she cares is the data, the result. What else? She will scold them, or she posts them, and she do something really ridiculous. The reason why she's still there because she is really good scientist. She bring a lot of money to that department. So the department, they also care about her money. So they keep her because if she leave, it's gonna be a loss for the department. But gradually, 5 PhD students and 3 technicians, they quit that lab. I don't know how she did with that, but she may recruit more innocent people, but I'm here to tell you that you don't be that innocent. Yeah.
Don't do they not innocent.
Huh?
Don't do they not innocent.
I think she will be more qualified than technician.
That's where technician quick.
Technician also quick.
Yeah. It's really ridiculous. So, yeah. So how do you check that? Some professors, they have their lab website and they have the alumni information that you can read. You can reach out to those people to ask for an interview or review, or you also can ask people from that university, that department, or the same the nearby lab to ask for the review for that lab. So they're different ways. Sometimes when you talk to the lab, they're not really telling the truth. And they want you to come suffer together with them. Oh, it's really like that, but there's a way to eliminate the bad. Next is lapping also the key factor. My friend, Vietnamese friend, she worked in student academia for 6 years. As master's student and research assistant, she met a lot of toxic professor. Her hair, it used to be very thick, and after 6 years, like this whole part, it's no hair anymore. Because she's so stressed, the professors go at her, like, they use the worst words in English that he can speak toward her every day, 2 hours. But she's really an excellent person. So after 6 years, she decided to pursue her PhD in the US. She got a very angel professor, but loud like evil. She had drama every single day. You're not gonna meet your professor every day, but you're laughing with him every day. I'm lucky. My lab like super cute, super cute. I'm so happy. I'm so enjoyed. But my friend every day, if I see her, she can talk to me for the whole day about her lab drama. Yeah. So get to know before you suffer for that. So you can Zoom call with them. You can ask for people that know that person, that know that lab in that department. There are many ways. In this area, the information is everywhere that you can find. So try your best with that. So how to thrive after you got into the good lab? prepare for challenge, very tough one. What kind of problem, challenge do you have? You are not alone, but you are alone. You're surrounded by a lot of people, a lot of friends. But when you have problem, most of the time you deal with that on your own. Here, you have all of the deep relationship and base. Like you have your friends, you have your family, you know the law here. You have the police school to protect you. There. When people say that when the more you grow, the harder you get a friend. You make a friend and a deep relationship. So we have a lot of friends, but none of them is that deep that you can ask for help anytime you have problem. Most of the time you deal with on your own. What kind of problem? For example, for PhD problem, language. Even I have IELTS 7, score 7. My first semester, I struggled a lot because my program I didn't study in English, and I need now to study another major in English and in PhD level. Like that combination is already killing me. And I took a lot of courses for my first semester. Really tough. So that is the first one. You need to be. No one can help you but you. Next is research problem. You do in research, you know how many problems you have, and you deal with that every day. I work in a lab, like I come at 7. She reply 95, I'll be there at 99. Yeah. But the problem is still there. I need to deal with it every day. I need to think about it every day. It's really stressful. Nobody can help you but you. Coursework, mental health, physical health, professional language, all of these problems. You only can deal with it on your own. Nobody can help you with that. And if they can help, but the only person that can really deal with that is you. Personal life, you need to cook yourself the food. I don't want to talk about that. That is the reason I fly all the way here. I can't stand that food anymore. And my own food anymore. I'm bad at cooking. Friendship, relationship, romantic relationship. If you have like romantic relationship here, you do long distance. Were you able to deal with that? Well, I'm able to. Friendship. That's many fake friends. They're only there when they need you, but they won't care about you when you need them. So a lot of fake friends. How will you deal with that? Or how will you deal with that? The fact that you're losing friend because you study abroad and you have no more common points together, and the friend that you once very close, no longer close. That hurt me. And you need to deal with that. Homesick, housing, roommates. I changed my house 3 times. A lot of trauma. All of the things you need to be prepared that you may meet. Weather, financial, a lot of problem. Yeah. So, how to deal with that? These mindset help me. I have some mindset that help me to deal with these problems. First, leave mindfulness. Why are we here? Why are you? That is why I tell you the motivation is so important. When you keep repeating the one experiment, it's so boring. Why don't you just turn out the result that I want? But science doesn't care what you believe. And why you are here? To show what? You sit down and you think about the motivation that you write on that SOP. It will hold you back, stop you from giving up. So the motivation is the most important thing. Next, when you meet any problem, when you face any problem, not the question like, why this come to me? But you need to think, the challenge come, you learn and you grow from solving that challenge. That positive thinking will help you to go through any challenge that you meet. And the challenge that you today meet, it seems big, but in the future, when you look back, you can laugh in your face. That is a piece of cake. Try to think about those challenges you met in the past, and you think, oh, I may not survive during this time. But when you look back now, it's just like nothing. So when you think that, oh, this challenge is so difficult and I can't yourself. You know your limitation, but not that the reason that you blame yourself. You know your limitation and then you give yourself patience and time and proactively find a solution to solve it. And then you will grow, you will learn, and then you will go through with that. And 4 to 5 year PhD, it's not a lot, it's very fast. It has been 1 year and a half for me, and I really feel that time flies really fast. I need to do more, I want to do more. But it's short and it's fast doesn't mean that you will spend whole time to learn. But it also doesn't mean that you spend whole time to experience your life in the US. Work hard and play hard. That's what I'm doing. Before I buy the ticket, before I leave the US, I have already finished one research project and one new paper that I worked my ass off a year and a half. I finished my qualified exam, I finished all of the coursework that I need to do for my PhD. So once I finish all of that, I feel so relieved. I feel that I achieved something and I feel I'm deserved for a very good education. Yes, so work hard, play hard. But also take care of your physical and mental health. But for all of that deep and dark side, also be prepared for very turbulent and very memorable moments. I don't have very bright and happy life in the US. I have a lot of friends. This is my lab, and this is my Chinese professor, and this is England professor. They are super cute, super supportive. These are my labmates that I helped this year. They are super cute, supportive, helpful, always be there if I need anything. I have a lot of chance to experience thousands of things. I go hiking, I go canoeing, backpacking during different seasons, during summer, during winter, during autumn. It's so amazing. Yeah, and then all the friends with different experience. You will enjoy your life there also. So it's not only the dark time, but you there you meet people that speak the same language, the sign language with you, and you also meet a lot of good friends. So always visit that people here and there. We just need to find a good friend to hang out with. Yeah, so that is all. Thank you for your attention.
So, any question you want to ask Chloe?
I have one question about.
Oh, before your question, could you talk about lunchtime? Should I ask Tanya, you know this? I'm kidding. Is your brother? Over there.
This one? Information. Like, okay.
Yeah.
This guy? The first guy on our.
It's a postdoc in the lab. This happened last Friday. Yeah, it's a Chinese restaurant, but run by Chinese.
Where is he from?
Huh?
Where is he from?
Oh, Mexico.
Mexico. Okay.
Oh.
Mexican, American.
No, let's go back to Amira's question.
Okay, so as you mentioned about the supervisor, that is very, very important, for PhD. So like how a person judge the supervisor, because we only see the profile, their research. We can't know about their social life and their, how they live in the labs member, like their lifestyle. And so like it is difficult for us that we here in Taiwan and Pakistan, we apply for USA and different university and professors. So it's kind of luck that you will find a good professor. We can search about their social media, their Facebook, Instagram. So how we judge the supervisor that we are going to start?
Yeah, and I say this they pick their own website, the university website. The university website usually lists all of the grad students and who advising, who is the advisor for those people. And you can, they also have email that you can email for them to ask for an interview or for a question about the professor. Yeah, so that is a lot of way that you can reach out to people that know that person or in that same lab to ask for information.
I have a question. So, like, your path to your PhD is like straight PhD, right? Like, you haven't got your master, but like you studied master for 3 months. So, like, based on your experience, like, when you compare it with your like PhD mates, like the ones that already finished master, like, is it like that different? Like, you know, when you just went straight to PhD from your bachelor, and then when with the one who already done like your master, is it like really that different and like the difficultness, something like that? Because like I know that you guys need to do some classes, right? Before, I mean, if you go straight to the PhD, something like that. I read that from internet, so
So for the PhD program itself, if you enroll as a master student, then you may take less coursework compared to straight or master. For me, I take 24 credit. Master student may take 12 credit. That is the difference, but you do the same amount in your PhD. Yeah. But maybe it depends on your bachelor profile. If your bachelor profile, like you don't have a lot of research experience, you want to do master so that you can get more research project or paper. That will help you to apply for PhD. That would be like a good point. Also, US is maybe one of a few countries that you can apply straight to PhD. But if you have master, you can have more options. You can apply in Europe or other countries that they require master for PhD. So that would be another good point for you. But not all of the master degree will help you because there's 2 types of master program as I know. One is a coursework master program and another is research based also. So if you have master program but only coursework, then it's not going to help because you cannot compete with people that's master and they have research project. So a lot of friends of mine that have obtained master degree in Europe and only study. So because of that, after that they cannot apply to the US or apply to a better university in Europe because they cannot compete with people with a lot of reputation. So usually people with not really good profile from undergrad, they may go to like Taiwan, Korea or Japan for the master so that they have a lot of application and that help them to apply for PhD in the US if they really want to go to the US. Yeah. That is one happening.
Actually, I want to say something about this question. If you haven't decided, you really want to get a PhD, let's say in master program, especially the research based research program, you can ask yourself after you become a master, do I have to, and do you really want to pursue PhD?
And the second thing is a lot of recommendation letter. 3 recommendation letter. You mentioned 3 recommendation.
Recommendation later?
Yeah.
So your question is?
So like why 3? Like
At least. At least.
it's a requirement.
It's a
So
criteria.
it's not required.
Yes.
At least. I have to say.
it's a minimum 3.
Minimum.
Yeah.
For example, when I apply my postdoc, they ask me to provide 5 recommendation letters. Lastly, you have to know who can help you write a recommendation letter for you. Lastly, you always have to hang out with other professors, not only me. They are willing to help you write a recommendation letter. That means they can judge whether this student have a good social network with professors.
Actually, the same thing I found a problem. One is my neighbor, and he is in the top university in Pakistan, and I request him for a recommendation letter. They told me that you didn't spend time with me in my lab, in my university. So like, how can suppose that I can give recommendation letter to you?
Yeah, that's just what I mentioned. You have to always hang out with other professors to let this professor know.
Yes, but how is possible? Like, suppose three supervisor and
That
like,
is your problem.
Exactly.
If you need one, yeah, let me know. I'll give it to you.
okay, so like it is okay that even if someone give me recommendation letter and I didn't did research in their lab, if they said okay they have a very like this.
But like if you study in their class and then you have good performance and you have good relationship with them, they may show one aspect from you in the lab, your performance in the lab. So my recommender, one is from my advisory in my lab, one from my professor that never teach me any course. She worked with me to support me to apply for PhD program. She support me whenever I want to apply for any internship. Yeah, and only that. But I work with her, I show my passion inside and passion in study abroad. So she, one person that wrote me another recommended letter, and also Jackie, who I work with. But at that time, I was working for like 1 month or so. Yeah, only 1 month. 3 months. Maybe 3 months. Yeah.
Actually, I'm sorry to interrupt. Actually, that is what she mentioned. It is your personal quality. Means it is your personal quality, how you socialize yourself with your previous faculties. So when you do a bachelor program, how socialize with your faculty, and when you do your master program, how socialize with your master staff. So that when you ask some help, they should ready to accept your request and they should try to give it. So that's how you need to maintain.
Actually, I think you might misunderstand my question. Recommendation from my university, they are okay. I have so many teachers. They are willing me and give me recommendation letter. My point was that the top university in Pakistan, higher university, Kailash University, there is a professor and he guided me in every situation. Right? But he just asked me, I can give you recommendation letter. It is acceptable that suppose if they ask that I can't lie in the recommendation letter, you would be researching my lab. And you are in Peshawar and I give you recommendation letter from different universities. But I know you did internship there, and you're struggling. I can give you as not at least, as you can say, a struggling man, not as a researcher that you did in my lab.
So like a recommendation letter is also one document that helps you to show another part of yourself, show how people, scientists or authority people see from you.
Oh, let me give you an example, okay? It's Melbourne is a good model. Do you know how many professors in our campus know who is Melbourne? I would say probably 1 to 2/3 of professors in our department know who is Melbourne. Melbourne not only talk to us, Melbourne participate a lot of activities in our campus and also in our department. And always open mind to talk to other professors. Okay, so you can think about, I think Melbourne is a good model how to get a recommendation later. Because you have to participate in some activities. And also after the class you can ask some questions for the professor. So you have, after you comment with this professor, you have a chance. For example, you may ask some question, and sometimes you may visit your lab and borrow equipment from this lab. And so you can hang out with this professor. So they will have a chance more.
After you went to the States, what is the most memorable thing? Food?
Most memorable. Oh, I want to talk about my angel professor. This one. Another angel professor. Yeah, when I came to Sheffield, I had a friend that I cannot please like a good professor like that. But I have the luck to meet he and she. So she supportive. Very supportive. But he's a super chill guy, an angel. So why? Because he's one of the models that I also want to become if I become a professor member in the future. My first semester I so struggled. I had no idea about physics and chemistry in English and apply in food and PhD level. Means when you got into that class, you already have the background in food science and physics and chemistry in food. I come from the class, but I now need to learn like maybe on top of this one, yeah. And I have no vocabulary about that. My confidence like go from maybe 10 to 0. Every day I walk into this like the first half of semester I speak. He's my advisor. But whatever he said, because I don't understand a word. I don't understand a word. And I feel guilty because I stay in his lab, but I cannot awake because I don't understand anything. I try to write something and I pretend that I actually learned, but I'm not. And the result is the first, so actually, at the same time, I go home and I also do my work. Like I use Khan Academy is a free learning website to obtain more knowledge. So I learn everything from class to obtain more knowledge and vocabulary, major vocabulary about physics and chemistry. I study like 20 hours every day. I spend a lot of time in that class, but the first semester, because I not only have that class, I have another 4 classes, and every class like 3 credits. It's very heavy. So even a lot of my effort, but I cannot catch with the speed of the class. So the first half of the semester, my score for the first midterm is the lowest in the class. Yeah. Every day I go after class, I ask myself, why am I so dumb? Every time. And I ask that question the whole day. Every class. Why am I so dumb? Why am I so slow? Why everybody in the class knows this, but I'm not? That's why I tell you, you should simply for yourself and give you some patience and time. But actually, that question is not from me. I have the therapy consultant. Later, I realized that question, why am I so dumb, is not from me. It's from people in the past that tell me. So, after my class, he asked me, like, if you have any question, come to me. Don't be afraid, because he knows that I cannot get anything from the class. He told me that he wanted any student come to this lab, walk out with something in their head. He really wanted that. He had very good education purpose. But I cannot come to him and ask very basic questions. I need to know the basic before I ask him. But after the first half semester, I said, oh, this is not okay. I actually want to come to him and ask him for help for like office hour every week. But before I asked, he told me, I want we to have a one-on-one meeting every week that I can help you to explain everything, even the basic thing, to the advanced thing that you don't understand in class. I want you to got some knowledge from this class. So seeing that winter, at the same time I learned more academy. Another side, I read his book before I come to talk to him, and then I spend 1 hour with him every week. And then I take the final exam. The day that I open that website to check my score, I cried. I cried hard.
And we saw in Instagram.
Yeah, all on Instagram. Because I got the highest score in this class. I cry because all of my effort, hard work has paid off. I cry because I met a very great educator. So I feel grateful for that. I'm grateful for myself. I'm grateful for the person that I met, and he became a model that I want to be in the future. Yeah, so that is a very memorable thing that I have in my first year. Yeah. Another thing is like I had a dog, but I talk maybe today. Yeah, people may want to talk about that. Yeah.
Okay, so go back to work till 5 p.m. Okay? told me what I'm going to do next tomorrow. Okay. So to be honest, okay, I think that's a good experience and good story Corey shared with us. But if you guys want to pursue your PhD, I have to say one more time, think about carefully. Because after PhD is postdoc. After postdoc is assistant professor. After assistant professor is associate professor. Okay? And you can think about how long you have to wait. I mean, the heavy days, how long you have to wait. Okay? So think about carefully. But even though, what can we do? Just enjoy the moment, every day. So let's go back to the lab, enjoy our lunch. Right? That's great. Let's say for one more time. Thank you.